Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth with Osezuah Elimihe. Let us take a look at familiarizing ourselves with our challenges. Have you ever encountered an experience you totally didn't just welcome and you wish it could just go away, but it never went away? Have you come across somebody before? You met somebody for the first time, you just thought you didn't like this person. And after a while, being unable to shake off the person because circumstances forced you to be together, you began to see other aspects of that person that made you begin to fall in love with that person. And you found that person very, very useful. Someone you love to spend time with and gist and laugh together. Have you had that experience before? In the same way, when you come across an experience that you feel is totally unacceptable, probably you are not thinking right. Have you ever thought of that? Well, on this particular edition, we are going to be discussing how getting familiar, getting to know what appears to be a problem helps to actually remove the negativity, the bite that thing carries. We will say more of this when we come back from the break. I am Osezuah Anthony Elimihe. You know me, I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the dream. You're welcome back. So, how do we use familiarization? How do we use intimacy? How do we use acquaintanceship to actually remove the negative bites from anything? First of all, let me tell you this, that if you have a human being that you just don't like, remember we have said it before, that person is a mirror image of your inner nature that needs to be changed. That person most likely is a messenger from the source asking you to look at your life and have a change. One thing I want you to know about when you meet such people that you don't like and you cannot stand and you are not willing to accept them as messengers from the source, well, the other thing is to get to know them. When you get to know them, try to study aspect of theirs. Look at this person and see, is there something about this person that I like? The way he talks, the way she smiles, the way she dresses, the way she thinks. What is that thing that you can pick on and like? Because the reality is that every human being is as you are. Okay? If it is a situation, every situation is as good as any other situation. Call it good or bad. You see, I got to this building site about 2 weeks ago, and there was this very deep well. It seemed to be a bottomless well. And when I looked in, I pulled myself back because I felt that just looking in might instigate me falling into it. My friend, if somebody should fall into that well, if he screamed, nobody will hear. That's what I think. It's so deep, I couldn't see the bottom by looking. If you try to see the bottom, you might just tumble over. That's how it was. So, and then it occurred to me, Osezuah, you still have things you are scared of. You still have a phobia. Now, this is it. I didn't dwell on it by saying, why should I not be able to look down? What is wrong with me? I didn't do that. I just told myself, I deserve to be free of all forms of phobia. I should be able to look into this well and see the bottom if it's possible. I said that and I just let go. And I walked away. I continued my other duties. Each time I got to that site, I didn't bother to go near the well because it was still there. But guess what? Yesterday, I got to the side of the well and I looked in. I realized that that fear that I might tumble over was no longer there. I went to the one at the back, which was even much deeper, much more intimidating. I looked in, the same thing. I said, wow, I have been cured of this problem. How did it happen? It was just me making my intentions known. I want to let you know and understand that there is a benevolent power, a benevolent force in nature, in life, that listens to your every thought. You know, in my dad's house, when we were children, there was this particular what do you call it, a portrait that was hung there. He said, Christ is the something of this house, the silent listener to every conversation. That expression is true. There is a power, there is a force, and this power, this force is benevolent. This force loves you tenderly, okay? And everything you are saying, this force is listening. And I also let you understand that your mind is also your own machine that listens to your programming. If you actually said something, if you feel something, if you think something with emotions that are powerful enough, those things will register as a recording on your mind. It will go into your subconscious. You see those moments you just brooding, you think about things, they are powerful moments. They are moments of power. People use those moments to disempower themselves, but I advise you to use those moments to empower yourself. Say things that are productive, that are progressive. Thinking negative would have been for me to say, may I get problem? You mean I cannot look down into the well? How am I calling myself a mind management coach? I even have a phobia at my level. That is disgusting. It is not right. I am going to change this. You see, those thoughts are negative. You are beating yourself down. Negativity is rejection of one's weakness. A manifestation of negativity is rejection of one's present state of being. I've always said on this channel that do not fight your present state of being. Do not resist whatever is happening to you right now. Surrender to them. Accept them for what they are. But decide what you want them to be. That's all. In my case, I accepted that I had a phobia for heights, that I couldn't look down such a deep depth. I knew, but I wasn't bitter about it. I laughed about it. I saw it as an aspect of me that needed to be changed. In as much as it shocked me, but I knew it was there. I didn't fight it. Then, having arrived at the conclusion that, oh, this is me. Oh, that's so funny. You mean I still have this kind of problem? I said, well, I intend to change it. That's the intention. And it's not a thing you need to scream and shout and jump all over the place and do some magical noises about. No, just make a simple declaration, a decision, and move on. And there it was. I looked in the front well. I went to the back in the other house. I looked in. The fear was gone. I could look in. I was no longer afraid. If you think too much of yourself, you arrive in these sort of problems where you cannot accept your current situation. You are soul perfection. But in addition to being soul, you still have mind. You still have body, and you have the environmental noises around you. These are not perfections. If all of these experiences around you etch an impression upon your soul, you will manifest those impressions. It's like a record that is playing, and there is a segment of the record that is cracked. Each time the needle of the player gets to that point, there will be that cracking. There's nothing you can do about it, unless there's a special technology to repair it. Otherwise, it will keep playing that way. That's what life is. But in the case of mind, you can actually remove such negative impressions, and it is by creating a higher impression, a more mellifluous-free impressions. So what this means is that when you come across things you don't like, by getting used to them, by not fighting them, you get to create a sense of affinity with them. Don't fight life. It's like the same thing that happens with when I went to the farms. I was somewhere in the bush, and there were so many flies coming around me. And I remember that as a child, if there was anything I hated about the farms, especially in the mornings, were flies coming after you. If you are in the city, you won't understand it until you get to the village. You understand it, especially when the farm is freshly cleared and burnt. There are so many carcasses, something's dead inside. Flies will troop after you. And I hated them. Until the sun came out really strong, or when I started working and I got lost in my work, I would be fighting the flies. And they used to tell me, those villagers, say, don't fight them, just leave them. If you don't fight them, they will not trouble you so much. But I didn't listen. I couldn't stand that. That experience came back again. I could remember it. And I said, oh, I still have this problem. There were times even I would sit in my room in meditation, mosquitoes would be perching on me and I won't move. But here was I battling with these flies because they come with noises and they perch you will feel them. They are fat flies, all those kind of things. I said to myself, I am aligned with all forms of nature. I allow nature to be whatever it chooses to be in any form, in any sound, in any sensation or feelings. I welcome nature as it is. Wherever life is found, I have an affinity with it. I am friendly with life. I am a friend of life in whichever way it comes. See, insects, ants, worms are all part of creation. And I love them as I love myself. I was doing a test because I wanted to be really sure that these things will work in this level. The next time I was on that farm, the flies came again. I noticed that it came with a different kind of thing. I began to hear different types of sound from the flies. And it became quite interesting. I could even really laugh at those things. The idea to, do that was really subsided. It was gone. The temptation was there. There was a time a particular fly perched on me. It was very irritating. But instead of me responding with a slap as I would have done, or with a shoosh as I would have done, I said, hold it. It was in me to hit back. And I was holding back. I was holding back. I was holding back. Somehow, of its own accord, the fly left. Now, I didn't chase the fly away. Then I began to get used to flies perching, landing on my body, on my neck, those kind of things, and let go. Now, mind needs to be trained. When you give mind a reaction, mind memorizes that reaction over time as you keep repeating them. And then, when you want to hold back that same reaction in the now, you have to consciously, laboriously keep yourself from reacting. And it will also happen over time. It's like when you start meditation, there is that time when your body begins to resist and fight you. If you can hold. I remember one particular time when I started meditation again, after I lost meditation for many years. I came back in 2015 to start meditating. I remember sitting down one day and those weights came in and I started feeling so troubled, so scattered. I will get up. I kept getting up. But on this particular day, I said, I will not get up. The pressure was coming at me. I stubbornly stayed. I was there until I made a statement to myself. Today, I will stay for as long as possible. If I have to die, I will die on this spot. Every cell in my body was resisting. They were protesting. I remained. It got to a point where I forgot that I was even there. At the time I opened my eyes, I came to the present. I had spent 4 hours on the spot. From then on, it became easier for me to do. You see, when you keep breaking off at a certain point when resistance comes, you will never go beyond that point until you make a decision to stay. So all the phobias that we have, all the hatred that we have, they are all impressions. They are mental impressions that are etched upon us by practices from the past. We can also remove them by new practices. So when the urge to slap the fly came, which was an urge I mastered in the past, and I resisted the urge, I said no. The urge continued. It will keep, you will hold back, keep holding back. Within a short while, you find out that you break. Short while may not be that moment, it could be days later, but you keep holding back. That is how it happens. The capacity to change your experiences of life is all on your inside. It's just a decision away. Are you ready to make it? So there are two ways. There is the analyzer in you. When a situation happens, the analyzer analyzes the situation, and that is the conscious mind. And then there is the judge of situations. It judges. It passes judgment by running commentaries. It's not willing to change the situation. It is condemning the situation. It is laying comments. There are people who have running mind. Now, such people exist in our environment. You see that if you are not in the inner school of your being all the time, when you see things happen, you'll be passing negative comments on things. Look at this fat cow. It doesn't even have sense. Look at this lean, dry something. Stockfish. You see yourself passing those comments on people. It is a very negative comment. It shows where you are coming from. It shows that you are a product of your environment, because all of these things are elements of your environment you are looking at. It means that you really cannot stay without taking your environment into you. You must learn to let go. If you cannot love your environment and the things in them, you will become enslaved by it. So that everything that happens around you will begin to affect you negatively, adversely. Sometimes positively, because you are happy because of what you are going to get. It's just like when I saw some time ago a particular design I wanted to make for a sandals, and I went for it. So the day the guy was going to bring it for me, oh God, I was so excited about getting that sandals. Then he occurred to me, Osezuah, you are allowing material things to be responsible for your joy. People don't understand how to deal with that. So I said, no, I choose joy. I choose happiness because of who I am, not because of what I'm going to get, not because of what is coming to me. That way, you are saving yourself. You are pulling yourself from the environment and taking yourself to your inside. The reason for your joy is you. Therefore, if material things don't give you joy, material things also will not give you suffering. Now, all the things that are happening in the world, whether they are good or bad, they should not be things that influence your mental decisions. It should not influence how you see yourself. It should not become imprints upon your soul. You must be independent of them because you are higher than they are. So familiarize yourself with the things that you don't like. Get to know them. Analyze them with the analyzer, which is the instrument of the soul, the conscious mind. But if you pass commentaries on them using the ego, it is straight into your subconscious, and that thing will begin to rule you, and your aversion for that thing will continue. Learn to love that which you think you hate by focusing your attention upon it with a positive light, not to judge but to analyze. There's a difference between analyzation. You are looking at this thing, why is it like this? Okay, this is how it sounds. It could be good. Why? I should be able to like this. Is there anything wrong about the way it is sounding? I don't think so. I think I like this. Instead of saying, look at the way it's sounding. Very ugly. How can something sound like that? I don't like it. It's crazy. Some people are just stupid. Now, that is the commentary that you are running. That is an ego-based analysis, and it is pulling you into the vortex of hatred. It will never help you. So, get to know things. Get to know people and not judge them. If you come into contact with somebody or a situation that you don't love, admit that you don't like the person. Admit that you don't like the situation. Don't try to be funny. Don't try to be what you are not. Okay, I don't like this person. I don't like this situation. Yes, I don't. But it's okay that I don't like this person or this situation. But is it not possible that I can like this person, that I can like this situation? Can't there be something good about this person, this situation? What must I become? From what perspective must I stand to be able to appreciate the goodness in this thing? Because I know in life there is nothing evil. All things are good. How can I see the good in this? What message is this, my dislike for this person or this situation, giving me? What do I need to change? What communication is coming to me from this? I opened up to the truth of this situation. But however it goes, I intend to love this. I intend to connect positively with this situation. That is my desire. That is my expectation. You drop it there and move on. Don't ever start dwelling on, why can't I like this person? Why don't I like this situation? Why is this situation like this? Why can't it come up like this? Why can't it change? No, forget about all those things. Accept things, people as they are. If it is ill health that has hit you, If it is whatever it is, don't allow the terror succeed to take over you. Terror will come when you are diagnosed of the illness and they tell you, doctors tell you this thing. Most of the times you lose your power by 50 or 70% by hearing it from professionals, from the experts. But you see, experts or professionals are not your life givers. They are not your life framers. They shouldn't be your life definers. You are to define your life. Eternity framed your life. Expert and expertise, professionals and professionalisms are product of man-made schools, man-made institutions. They are not eternal. They are not products of eternity. Yes, the human beings who are experts are products of eternity, but their expertise are not. So don't be judged by these things. Accept what they have rightly diagnosed of you, but come to terms with it and say, I can defeat this. I know I have the capacity to make this work. I choose whatever comes out of this. I take this as a gift from life. I ask for the capacity to handle it. I ask for the capacity to deal with this. Head or tail, you always win, my friend. So don't be scared. If it kills you, you have opportunity to have a restart. If you conquer it and you overcome it, oh well and good, but don't be scared of any of such things. Familiarize yourself with that which you don't seem to like. With time, you will connect better with it. Don't escape. Don't run away. Don't resist. Don't push back. You have so much power when you come to terms with situations. That's all I have to let you know. God bless you.